Hey guys, it's Janice. Welcome back to my channel. So before I start this video, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone for watching my videos, for subscribing to my channel, and for leaving such lovely comments. It really makes my day to read them and respond to them. So yeah, you guys are awesome and thank you so much for that. So now let's get on to the video. For today, we're going to be talking about how I take notes in class and in lectures and how I rewrite these notes afterwards. So I've posted a lot of pictures of my notes on Instagram, and so many of you guys have messaged me asking if that's how I take notes in class. And the answer is no, I definitely don't have time for that. I don't take notes like that in class. Those Instagram notes are all post-lecture, so I make those about 2 to 3 days after I learn a topic in class. So I will show you how I take those lecture notes. So depending on the class, I will usually have PowerPoint slides already provided to me online that I can download and import into GoodNotes, and then I'll annotate them during lectures. So when I take lecture notes, I'm really just jotting down messy notes in the margins, as you guys can see here, because rather than taking nice notes, I'm way more focused on listening to my instructors talk, and I want to keep up with their pace so I don't fall behind. So what makes my note-taking in lectures effective and time efficient is that I use a lot of abbreviations and symbols instead of writing whole words, and I will also use shortened versions of words. So I'll give you guys an example. So here are really common symbols and abbreviations that I use for my notes. And this just makes your note-taking a little bit shorter and a little bit more efficient, so you're not falling behind trying to write out every single word. A lot of them are shortened versions of words, and make sure that when you write shortened versions of words, that these are things that you will still recognize when you read them the next time. So I'll just scroll through my lecture notes and then you guys can see how I've pretty much annotated them. So there's really no structure to like the colors like how I do in my review notes. Quite messy, as you guys can see. And yeah, lots of symbols as well. See, here's an example of that. So when all of the lecture notes have been annotated, the first thing that I do before making review notes is I quickly go through the notes to extract categories. And this will be helpful in organizing your review notes later. By indicating categories and subcategories, you're actually making your headings and your subheadings for your review notes. So let's go through these notes together and make categories, and you'll see what I mean. I will be reviewing alterations of thyroid function. So right off the bat, I know that this is going to be the title of my review notes. And I'm going to circle that in dark blue. So next, I need to start organizing the rest of the PowerPoint slides. And the first main category I see here is an overview of the anatomy and physiology of the thyroid gland itself. So it makes sense that all the hormones and everything about its A&P is going to fall under this category. So I will color code them as subcategories under the thyroid gland. So I'm going to circle this as the main category, and then everything that falls under that is going to go in a different color. So all of these I know are going to go under thyroid gland. The next category is hyperthyroidism, and these lecture notes cover lots of disease processes that produce hyperthyroidism, so I know that hyperthyroidism will be my next main category and all the associated diseases will be my subcategories. And I'm going to do the same thing with hypothyroidism. So all of this is under hypothyroidism. And the next main category is thyroid carcinomas. And then by looking at these notes, I can see that there are subcategories under thyroid carcinoma. So I will just highlight them as well. So after I'm done reorganizing and color coding the categories, I pretty much export this file onto Google Drive and then I download the file on my computer. So then I start a new notebook in GoodNotes and then put the annotated file side by side and write out the structure of my review notes. So as you guys can see on the screen, I have Google Drive on the left side and then I have GoodNotes on the right side. And I've clearly written out the headings and subheadings of my review notes based on the categories that I extracted earlier. And this gives me a great overview of what I'm going to be reviewing, and it also gives me the opportunity to figure out whether I've missed something. Before I start writing, if you guys haven't watched my first video on how I write neatly on the iPad, I'll put a link to it somewhere on the screen here because I use a lot of the tips from there to structure my review notes, which you guys will see in my next part. So the way that my note-taking is set up is that I usually have the annotated notes displayed on my computer, and then I dedicate the entire screen on my iPad to GoodNotes. So if you read the headings on these notes, you'll realize that they correspond exactly to the categories that we extracted previously. And trust me guys, this is so helpful. I'd be so lost without doing the category thing, especially for courses that are content heavy like Patho. And as for writing the notes, I am simply integrating the lecture notes and the notes that I jotted down together, and I write them in my own words. I also draw diagrams to help me understand pathways and add pictures to supplement my review. The note writing portion is pretty self-explanatory, but it's the categorizing and organizing that we did earlier that makes the biggest difference in converting my lecture notes to review notes. So guys, please give this a try because it makes the content so much easier to absorb and you won't feel as overwhelmed. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and also turn notifications on so you guys know when my videos are out. Thank you so much for watching and happy studying!